Okay, guys, good morning. We're going to work on 5.NF.5 today, which is dealing with fractions and dealing with, I'm sorry about that. So we're going to be working with fractions today, and we're going to be working with scaling. Scaling only comes into place when we're talking about multiplication and understanding what it means. So we're going to look at the first equation right here, and it says, look at the equation below. What will the product be, greater than or less than, or equal to 1, or equal to 3? So you need to look at right here, this 3, yes, while it's a whole number, it's over 1. And what you need to realize that when you have an improper fraction, you're basically, this is 1 1/3. Well, if 1 1/3 times 3, well, 1 times 3 is 3. So therefore, when you do that, you're going to have you're going to have 3. If this was 2/3, you're taking a fraction of that whole, timesing it by a whole number, you're going to get smaller than that number. But when you're taking an improper fraction, this is already bigger than 1. Anything bigger than 1 times that number is going to be a bigger number. So this one is actually going to be, if you multiply this, you're going to end up taking 12 and 3, and you're going to get 4. So this answer is going to be, it's going to be greater than, and because 4/3 is an improper fraction, so I am timesing it by more than 1. Okay, if you need to pause this so that you can copy this down, feel free to. Okay, looking at the following equation, will the product be greater than or less than or equal to 4? So this is really over 1. And remember what I said last time, this is not a whole number. It's not a improper fraction. It's less than that. You could probably figure that out in your head. If you'll take a moment and choose on the other side of whether it's greater than, less than, or equal to. And now you're going to explain your thinking. So my thinking here was, the reason that it is less than is because my fraction is less than 1. Because it's not 1. 1/2 is half of 1. So it's not 1. And remember, 1 times that number is going to get you that number. But because the fraction's less, you're not going to have it as much. Okay? Problem number 3. You want to make the number sentence true by adding the numerator to the denominator. You want 6 times a fraction that's less than 6. So you want 6 to be greater than. Let's think about it. There's multiple options that you could choose here. Any of the options would have to be, yes, it couldn't be 6, because now that's 6/5, that's greater than 1. So 6 times greater than 1 is going to get you more than 6. So it would have to be 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Can't be 5, because then it would be equal to. Okay. Question number 4, use the number sentences to make sure it's true by adding a numerator or denominator. Okay. You want this equation right here to be greater than 5. So if I put 3/3, that would equal 1. So it can't be 3. And here is why it can't be 3. Because guess what? 5 times 1 is 5. This doesn't say equal to, this says greater than. So it's got to be less than 3. So the only options you have are 2 and 1. Because you want this as an improper fraction. Okay? Make the number sentence true by adding the numerator. This one should be kind of easy. You want it equal to 3. So then this whole thing right here has to be, this number right here has to be equal to this number for it to work. So go over and type in what number you would do to get a 1 there. Okay? Question number 6 says make the number sentence true by adding a numerator or a denominator. 7 times 2 over something is less than 7. So once again, for this one, I'm going to make sure that it's got to be a fraction because this has to be less than 7. It can't be 2 over 2 because if it was 2 over 2, then this would be 7. So then it can't be 1 or it would be an improper. So this one has a multiple different ways that you could go all the way up to. It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, and the list goes on and on. So it could be any of those numbers and it would still be less than 7. Okay? Question number 7. Select the numbers that you can get by multiplying 2,384 to get a product that's greater than 2,884. Sorry. So I want to get a product that's bigger than this. So remember my rule. If I take a fraction that's just a fraction, it's not an improper fraction, it's not a mixed number, what am I going to get? I'm going to get less than. So think about it. There are 2 options here. So I want you to go down your list and check the 2 that are going to get a greater product than that number. Okay. Question number 8. Two stores compare their sales from the last month. Download tunes sold 12,583 songs. Audio files sold 12,583 times 1.5 songs. Select the statement that correctly compares the number of songs sold. So when I'm looking at this, okay, here's how many songs were sold, and then this. So you can tell me that this is 1.5. Is it going to be greater than or less than 12,583? Looking at this one right here, is it going to be 12,583? Is it going to be that number? Is it going to be less than that number, or is it going to be greater than that number? If you'll go over and choose the side, only working with the audio files. Okay, what you should have chosen was the greater than, because this is no longer a fraction, this is an improper, and meaning there's more than 1. So now audio files sold more than downloads. So which one says that audio files sold more than downloads? You'll take a moment and read your options. And choose an answer. Question number 9. Select all the expressions that have a greater value than 534. So I want a value that's greater than 534. There are 1, 2, 3 things that you can choose here to get you the correct answer. There are 3. Think about what you have to have a greater than number. Okay, question number 10, select the expression that you would have less than 948. You're going to have 1, 2. There are 2 answers here that are going to be correct. Think about the rules to have less than. Question number 11. Amanda bought 6 books. At the book fair, Brandon bought 1.5 times as many as Amanda. Select the expression that describes the books Brandon bought. Just look at the keyword. It's really easy. Look at what was read and choose the best answer. And question number 12, write the greater than, less than, or equal sign to make the number sentence true. The whole number doesn't change. This is 5/4 and this is 5/6. There's an improper fraction, meaning that you should choose the one side that's going to be correct, greater than, less than, or equal to. And what you should have chosen is the greater than sign, because this is an improper fraction, meaning that's greater than 1, and anything greater than 1, when you times it, is going to give you a greater number than that one. Okay, don't forget to turn it in.